you know, we're going to talk about the pre-snap movement. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about audibles, right? Because first things first, we're going to speak about the pre-snap movement, for us. And I'm going to get into the defined thing of what it means to have a pre-snap motion. Because when you have pre-snap motion, you have to have these guys in movement by a player aligned off the ball, because we need guys off the ball in the backfield while the ball is snapped to, get that energy up, get that momentum up for us as offense, and these guys are going to move fast. That's what they need, right? You got to move fast when you're in motion. Now, when you're thinking of an audible, you got to read the defense, because whatever they're doing on defense, like for this week, so to speak, if they're going to run press, we got to call an audible and switch up the play, switch up the play, switch up the tone, okay? If they're going to run man, we can stick with it. We can stick with the play we got, or we could change it up. But if we stick with the play we got and they're running man, we can go ahead and say, okay, it's one-on-one. We're going to feast. We're going to go ahead, throw the deep ball to, J-Mo or Isaac Tesla if they're getting a one-on-one matchup, especially if it's a mismatch. We have to work with that in that way, because we got to snap on it and get straight to it, so we don't have to, linger on the same plays over and over again, because everything that we do within pre-snap movements, within audibles, within, the play style and play scheme itself is all about watching what the defense does by detail. If they want to run zone, we got to outplay them when they're running the zone. If they're going to play by man, we got to outplay them while they're running the man. If they're playing by press, okay, we got to outplay them while they're running press. We got to, stay stagnant with what we have, but don't, move out of bounds or, get out of zone with what you're doing, because what you're doing is going to help you win. Within everything that we're doing, within everything that we're running the right things around here, okay? And if you want to take that up with Coach Campbell, you should take that up with, Coach Johnny Morton, because Coach Johnny Morton has the ability to call plays. And I understand what happened week one was not the type of performance that everybody was looking forward to, because you wanted to see creativity. But if you want to see creativity, you got to watch for the defense and who they know is going to get the ball, because they're going to look at whoever's going to get the ball, and they're going to, think of some ways to stop us from gaining a first down or scoring the ball, because we didn't do things productively offensively last week, week one. And the lack of creativity, yes, it wasn't there, and I'm going to agree with that. But we have to have creativity in this game coming up against the Chicago Bears. If we don't have creativity due to, the pre-snap movement or the audibles, then we're in trouble. We have to do those things. We have to get down to that. And it's very important and key for us as a team, and, even for the coaches, to get things down. We have to get things down to a T. We don't want to be a team that's just one-dimensional. If you're one-dimensional in the game, everybody knows you're a one-trick pony when you're doing one-dimensional shit. So we don't want to be one-trick ponies doing one-dimensional shit, right? Am I correct? I'm correct as you're watching this video. So, Coach Johnny Morton has a lot of time to, connect with Jared Goff and watch film and break down things. And just not only break down things, but to see eye to eye on what they could work with and how they can develop going forward as an offense, and, find ways to get in stride, find ways to get in rhythm. That's what they're going to go over, this week. And believe it or not, Taylor Decker and Jack Campbell, they did not practice today. They didn't practice at all, but I'm sure that TD and Captain Jack will be able to play this Sunday. I'm hoping for it. But yeah, we don't want to just sit here and be one-dimensional. That's the main thing, and I just wanted to throw that out the way so you guys wouldn't have to worry about injury reports or anything like that. I just want to keep you up to date on the swivel of what's going on with them. But as I continue with audibles, right? Because we're going into audibles. So we're going to hit you with the definition. In American football, an audible is a verbal play called by the quarterback or another designated leader at the line of scrimmage, which means we have to step things up at the line of scrimmage as an offense. As an offensive line, we have to be verbal. We have to talk. We have to speak. If we ain't speaking, we ain't working. So, back to this. Is a verbal play called by the quarterback or another design leader at the line of scrimmage? Our center. Our center is another design leader at the line of scrimmage. He leads the way. He snaps the ball. To change the predetermined play based on the defensive alignment or the other last minute information, because we don't want no last information at all. We don't want no last minute information at all in this game. We don't want that to happen to us, right? So we have to be on key. We have to be on point, right away, because these defensive alignments happen every single time. It's not just happening to the Detroit Lions. It happens to every single team out there. There's 31 other teams, including us, that understand what to do with audibles and pre-snap movements and, trying to figure out what could work and what could not work. We know that, you know what I'm saying? So that's all a part of the game of football. It's football 101. If you don't know how to get on point or on key with pre-snap movements or audibles, you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It could happen in any game. Shit, it happens in Madden. When you're playing Madden, what do? You go back and you look at your, controls, and you see your controls, you see your left toggle. Hold on. I'm going to show you something. Hold on. And I know you're looking crazy at me like, what the hell is he doing using an Xbox controller? See, an Xbox controller is your defensive coordinator and your offensive coordinator when you're playing Madden. So when you're playing Madden, you're going to figure out which control will work, which button can you use to hit that target on offense to get more catches, get more yards out the backfield, running the ball, check downs, being alert, and, understanding no huddle and stuff like that. All detailed in one. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the best knowledge right here when you want to play Madden. Right here is the best knowledge. All that stuff here, just right here. You play with this controller, you use it to your advantage. That's what the head coach does when he's getting the play calling. When, the OC doesn't like a certain formation, we got to switch it up. Or when we're just saying, okay, one play might work, but the next play might work in the second half. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to understand that this is the role that we play. And when we play our own role, we play our role better. There's nobody that do it like we do it. And, you guys that are reporters, and I'm not, I'm not trying to, throw jabs at the Detroit Free Press, but I got to say this, man. When you're a reporter, please ask, smarter questions when you're interviewing a head coach. You know what I'm saying? You might act like you're going to act like they don't know anything, that they don't know what they're doing or what they're just, signing up for. They're signing up to be the best head coaches that they can be. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dan Campbell's record. Look at it. The track record speaks for itself. The guy is a successful head coach now. What he had to deal with from 13-1 is what he's still dealing with now, but it's different guys that came in. Same nucleus. New guys have came in. The motivation is there. The DNA of grit is still there. We're still driven to win. That's the stuff that we're still all in. We're all in for things. And I understand you want to be all in and roll the dice on the big guys, the big fish in the small pond type thing, but you don't want to do all that. You want to play your cards right, and you got to go out there and let the chips fall where they may. From general manager, from the general manager to the head coach to the, CEO to the owner, everybody from top to bottom, we got to figure out ways to win. Regardless if our head coach is not understanding the pre-snap movements or the audibles or anything of sort. We got to understand from top to bottom that we are a winning organization, that we are a franchise that understands winning, and we prioritize winning. And if you're not in line with that as reporters, now I don't know what it is. So get real or get lost, And Sunday is a very challenging game for us as a team, us as a fan base, and we got everybody just saying, hey, that if they don't win this game, expect them to go down when they're playing against Baltimore, a team that literally let the Buffalo Bills come back in the game and win, you know, or, playing against the Cleveland Browns, who literally can't figure out who's their franchise quarterback besides having Joe Flacco out there. And Joe Flacco is not a slouch, okay? Joe Flacco is a damn good dog out there, and he plays well, especially at the age that he's at right now. It's like unthinkable seeing him play the way he plays, and I got nothing but respect for the man. But when it comes down to our schedule, and you look at our schedule, we have tough teams along the way, and we have to win this game and go 2-2 before the bye week. That's what we have to do. And if we go 2-2 for the bye week, we're fine, and then we can leave it up to Brad Holmes to go out there and make a decision on getting an edge opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And I understand you trust in Marcus Davenport, and you're saying that there's one guy and one guy only that can give you 17 sacks a game, or really could produce 10 sacks a game for you and bring all the pressures for you. One guy can't handle the job. One guy can't. DJ Reader can't handle the job by himself. Roy Lopez can't handle the job by himself. Al-Qadim Mohammed can't handle the job by himself. And guys like DB, BB, Kirby, Alex Anzalone, even Captain Jack again, or Malcolm Rodriguez, or any guy that's out there on this roster, they can't handle the job by themselves. It takes a team collective, but you need to bring in a piece that fits with that team collective. That's what you need to do. And I expect that for us, and I expect that going forward, because we don't want to look at this season saying we were 1-6. That's unacceptable to be 1-6. We went 1-6 with Ben Johnson, and we don't want to go back down memory lane dealing with that, right? So we need to understand that this team needs to fix things right away, and they will fix things right away, because this is the type of week where they have to practice and get down to the nitty gritty and hit the ground running. Like Dan Campbell said, just hit the ground running and exercise the demons that they've been through, after dealing with week one, because week one was very, very scary to say the least. Seeing that Micah Parsons changed the whole attitude, changed the whole landscape over there in Green Bay, and I really don't like the fact that he, was, doing something like being on fantasy football and drafting Edgerrin Cooper, a fellow linebacker of the Green Bay Packers. I don't like that. I don't understand why players even bet on stuff like that, but I digress on that. So give me your thoughts on, audibles, pre-snap movements, and whatnot, man. Make sure you leave those thoughts down in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Chicken Nugget King, holla back at the boy, 328 subscribers, in case you forgot. Thank you for that. I really want to thank y'all for that. So like, share, subscribe, holla back at the boy. One Pride. Let's get loud for Sunday. I'm expecting nothing but loud ass noise. I need loud ass motherfucking noise Sunday. Make it feel like it's a concert series, man. Make this shit feel like as if the roof is about to blow off the place, man. No ceilings, man. That's what we need, man. No ceilings out there for our team, for our city, for the whole game. Point blank. That's what we need out there. And I did promise, a victory for game number 2, which is week 2. I did promise that. But we got to deliver on it. So it's time to deliver. And I'm going to leave you out with a sports motivational quote. And this is one of my favorite quotes. Dream as big as you can dream, and anything is possible. That's from Michael Phelps. All right? We have big dreams of making the Super Bowl. We have high hopes of being Super Bowl contenders. Anything is possible. It's only if you believe and achieve. You already know what it is, man. Hit the like button and just, holla back at the boy, man. Chicken Nugget King. Out. Hit my theme music.
From the team where the teams all grind, no luck. Wings on the ice, Tigers on the up. Lions roaring, Pistons never stuck. Detroit sports talk, we just don't give up. It's the Chicken Nugget King bringing you the scene. Hitting every stat like a switch so clean. From Joe Louis days to that Ford Field clean. 313 in the house, living the dream. Takes flying like a deep end zone throw. Barry ran the block, made defenders eat snow. From Comerica to LCA, it's all flow. Detroit's got a heartbeat in case you didn't know. It's the Chicken Nugget King bringing you the scene, hitting every stat like a switch so clean. From Joe Louis days to that Ford Field Gleam, 313 in the house, living the dream. We argue, we cheer, we scream for the play. Sports talk, electric, every night, every day. Changing the game, got no cliches. Detroit in our veins, that'll never fade away. Red and blue pride, Motown gets loud. Pistons in the mix till the fans go wild. Lines breaking curses, yeah, we stand proud. Chicken Nugget King repping that hometown crowd.